I'm anticipating something that I'm probably gonna love, honestly, but also open to the possibility that maybe her short form brilliance may not translate to feature length just yet. Maybe she'll have to work at it a little bit. Maybe it'll come out a fucking masterpiece first time. I don't know. Hello, and welcome to Embodying Mystical Mac. I'm Mac, and if you're new here, thank you so much for joining. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today, we have just a very low stakes, very whatever sort of video that I wanted to make because, well, you know what? All of that can be saved because if you are returning, you will have noticed probably pretty soon that this video is a little bit different than what we've done before in ways that I'm not really going to discuss here, just as the previous thought I just had I'm gonna hold and save for one of those life updates, and then I guess this time channel updates videos / podcast episodes. Yes, those changes, if you have noticed, will be addressed, and I'm really excited to talk about all that and like my journey with all that. But regardless, we are not here to talk about channel evolving things for Embodying Mystical Mac. We are here to talk about this announcement that Taylor Nation made, because if you didn't know, I am a Swiftie. I have loved her music and really resonated with it ever since I heard Tim McGraw, honestly. And that just sent me into a nosedive of, I found her EP that most people never talk about, Beautiful Eyes. I was hooked. And something that I've really loved to watch is Taylor Swift create this Taylor Swift cinematic universe, honestly, between all of her music videos with her Easter eggs and all of the iconic tours and just the very deeply rooted lyrics and creations that she comes up with. And what's really cool is to have watched that blossom into her taking more ownership of her art, not just the re-recording, the masters and everything. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like, have you been living under a rock? I'm not gonna go into it right now, but yes, she's re-recording her original music that she does not own the masters to, so that she can own the masters. Many Swifties have different opinions about that. I don't know if I'll ever come out about my opinions about the Taylor's versions. It's not like they're like unpopular or controversial or anything. It's just like, I don't know, not pertinent right now. But regardless, she has slowly but surely taken more ownership of her art in the ways that the last few music videos she directed and wrote. And I personally really enjoyed those music videos. I think she does really well with concepts and seeing clearly what her songs look like. And translating them into that really fun visual medium that is a music video, which this is all segues beautifully directly into the announcement that Taylor Nation made, and I quote here, "You know the greatest film of all time is being made. Director and screenwriter Taylor is moving to the big screen to make her feature directorial debut. Hashtag Director Taylor Swift." And okay, first of all, I went down the comments and I was not the only one who was like, I have more questions than I have answers, but in a very exciting way. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not one of those people that, like, I don't idolize anyone. I may come close to idolizing someone's art, like how brilliantly they put it out there, but that is not synonymous with idolizing them. The truth of the matter is that everybody is human. As far as I know, we're all pretty damn human, which means we're all multifaceted and gifted and flawed, right? I'm definitely not of the mind that, and I'm sure, you know, I was a teenage girl. I was a fan of Taylor Swift then. I'm sure there was a point in time where I felt like she could do absolutely no wrong. And I'm not talking about like ethically choices, whatever. We're not going to touch on the private jet thing. Not going to do it. That's not what we're talking about today. All I'll say is that I was very disappointed to find out how high she was on that private jet pollution list. I'm talking about musically, artistically. I'm sure there was a point in time where I thought she could do no wrong, right? I've grown, I've learned. I myself am a performer artist who has grown and learned. And so now I feel that I can be critical of things, even if I love the people who made them or if I love the thing itself. I feel like I can still give it an accurate, critical look. In spite of, not even in spite of, because I like that thing so much, right? Taylor Swift as an artist is one of those people that like I really appreciate her work, and part of the fun for me is to watch her evolve along with her work. Of course, she directed and wrote the All Too Well short film, which I loved. I thought that was really beautiful. I thought it was really well done. It definitely got the emotions out of me that I'm certain it was going after. And when I watched the behind the scenes video of her directing, I was like, wow, like I feel that if I were directed by her, I would definitely feel like I don't know. Directing is such an interesting thing because all of the directors I've ever worked with are pretty great, honestly. But I can see how sometimes it may be difficult, especially if you haven't been in the actor's perspective, to really convey what it is that you are looking for from them, like being emotionally, emotion-wise. I don't know, I tried to overcomplicate that. So Taylor is obviously capable of storytelling. She's been doing it really well. I feel like I never closed out a point, by the way. The whole thing, I can be critical thing. I'm both excited, also kind of like holding my breath. Not in like the ooh tension kind of way, but in like a anticipation kind of way. There we go. Now I can go into this next part where I explain why. Because I'm sure there are plenty of people that are just like, oh my god, yes, queen, let's go, can't wait, whoop whoop. And yes, all that energy, yes. And at the same time, I'm very aware of the fact that even though someone is great at directing music videos, or even, you know, a short film that's kind of like fused with a music video and is brilliant at storytelling. She is brilliant at storytelling. In fact, in the next video that I'm recording right after this one, we are going to talk about my thoughts on Midnights, and I'm going to talk about a little bit, because I got the vinyl, or one of them, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the whole like thing she writes as like a message to you, basically, on the inside of the booklet. So all that to say that there's great storytelling in that like letter to the reader that she's writing. And so whether it's in song form or we've seen, you know, at least in the short film, that again, that like story, that short film fused with music video style, she's great at storytelling. I'm also in Sweet Nothing, she mentions writing a poem. So like obviously her writing doesn't just stop at songwriting. I just feel like that is probably the way she loves to express it the most, and the way it probably comes most naturally for her to express it. All this to say that I am anticipating it because I have no idea if I will love her feature length stuff as much as I love her short form stuff. And obviously, I hope that I love it. But I'm also not over here being like, oh my god, well, because Taylor made it, I'm gonna love it. Because no, that wouldn't be fair either. Because again, like, that now we're idolizing, right? Like, no. One of my favorite things to do when it comes to art that I love, creators that I love, is to be able to look at them with dichotomy, right? See the things I love, see the things that maybe aren't really for me, and still these things overlap to create this multifaceted being that creates things that I really enjoy, and that's part of the fun. I feel like I kind of went on a tangent over explaining that because, okay, so there's this channel that I follow called The Swiftologist. I appreciate his videos. Go ahead and check him out. And I appreciate him because he's one of those Swifties that, much like myself, like, wants to have as objective of a point of view as possible when it comes to, like, looking at Taylor's art and things like that. I say it like I know her. At Taylor Swift's art, and, you know, at times, which we're not going to go into, maybe her actions or choices, if they're pertinent at the time. And especially for a lot of new fans that are younger and whatnot, apparently it is a sentiment that kind of, like, if you say anything critical of her, like, off with your head. Which is just insane. Because one, people can have whatever opinions they have, and Taylor does not need anybody defending her. Like, I am certain we all went through Reputation. We don't care anymore, right? Like, that's the whole thing. Screw it. She's just happy doing her thing. So yeah, I felt like I needed to over-explain that, because if you are a Swiftie and you're like, oh my god, everything she does is like magic, that's awesome. That is an opinion you're allowed to have. That is not how I see anything or anyone, including myself. Like, I'm not over here being like, oh my god, everything I touch is just magic. It's like, no, some things I do are great. Some things, like, not so much. Should probably improve on those things, you know? And that is life. So yeah, this is I don't know, 10 to 15 minute tangent about my thoughts on Taylor Swift's directorial debut. I'm excited. I'm anticipating something that I'm probably gonna love, honestly, but also open to the possibility that maybe her short form brilliance may not translate to feature length just yet. Maybe she'll have to work at it a little bit. Maybe it'll come out a fucking masterpiece first time. I don't know. I'm open to whatever, and I'm excited. So I'm just excited to see her expanding her artistic horizons. Like, honestly, following her career has been such a joy, continues to be a joy, because it kind of, like, not exactly, not even close to exactly, but it's opened up my mind and heart to see a lot of how I can pave something of my own that's adjacent but not quite similar to what she's done. Basically, like, I want to create an embodying Mystical Mac universe with my poetry and my art, and a community that we can build of just awesome people that can vibe and chat about things that we love and things that we don't love, and just, like, create. I don't even know how to call it. I don't know what to call it, like, because it's not the embodying Mystical Mac cinematic universe, like, although, like, that would be pretty fun to, like, I mean, definitely at some point creating some sort of visual media is gonna be a thing, just because, like, the performer in me will never ever die kind of thing. and I'll always, the deeper I get into this, for example, you know, the second that YouTube is fully profitable for me, that will be one of the greatest moments, because I will know that at that point I can just dive deeper and deeper into my art without the distractions, you know, of like the much needed day job or whatever it is that keeps me occupied, that's not fully aligned with my path, my life. And it's really cool to see Taylor do that. I mean, we know that she's been doing this thing since she was a teen, and though I'm finding my like financial stability and like real foundation much later in life, I really love that people like her have just kind of paved this way for this super multifaceted artist to kind of exist in their fullest expression in the world that we live in today. Because, you know, this channel becoming successful and profitable, the partnerships I'll have the opportunity to do, the way that I can expand this, I guess like this brand, sure, but again, just this community. I just want people to have a place to come to where they know they're safe. They know they're safe to speak, and they know that they're surrounded by people who care. And yeah, just do the thing that's opposite of what's happening out in the world a lot of the time, right? The dividing thing. Like, let's do the uniting thing. And I really appreciate, at least, that I do love how much people are excited about this. I don't know, forget like an all too well feature or like what's gonna happen, but I definitely feel like Taylor has created this really awesome fan base of people who just like really give a shit about what she's doing and the art that she puts out. And that's really fucking cool. I suppose that's part of what I would love, but I would also like that fan base, quote, to be, like I said, I know I keep saying it, I'm a broken record, but it's fine, a community. Yeah. That's the goal here. Yeah. Okay, well, we've come to our little card reading. We do this at the end of every video. We're just gonna pull a little tarot card. See what the universe has for us today, yeah? Let's see. Ooh, okay, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So this card is really brilliant because it means so many options. Like, not it means so many individual options. Like, this card is like the card that's telling you you have so many options at your disposal right now. All you need to do is look. Just all you need to do is see what's right in front of you clearly. So maybe you've got some mental preconceptions, maybe you've got some emotional hangups, maybe you've got certain things that maybe are clouding how you're perceiving this situation that you might be in right now, and perhaps those things are limiting how you're viewing the situation you're in, how you can take action. Maybe you feel like you can't take action, but maybe you're looking at action in a way that kind of sets you up for failure. Whereas maybe if you open up the meaning of the word action, right? Sometimes action can mean taking that next step, But sometimes if you are maybe emotionally flustered, action maybe isn't going as far as taking the next step. Maybe action is just regulating your body, taking deep breaths until you're calm enough to calmly take the next step. So that's what I mean by action doesn't have to look like what we always picture when we think of the word. I mean, honestly, whenever you think of anything, there is a myriad of perspectives in relation to that thing. In this situation, find your options because they're there. That is the message of this card. We also have it as number 10 in the major arcana, and 10 is a number of completion. It's a number of ending the cycle. In fact, ending the cycle on the brink of rebirth. So, you've come so far, you've come too far to not see the options that lay before you. Wait until that emotional wave rides out. Wait until your mind clears a little. Take a deep breath. Don't decide anything right now. Just seek to see your options. That is all I have for you. If you are interested in a personal tarot reading, I am doing readings for $40. They are 3 cards for $40, and you would be surprised how much I can talk with just 3 cards on the table. So if you're interested in that, just go to calendly.com/mysticalmac. You can book through there. It's done over Google Meet, and they usually last anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. So yeah, that's available to you. My socials and my affiliate codes and all of that fun stuff is down below. Please please subscribe. It really helps a lot. And please click the bell because I do post regularly, but I don't post on a schedule. And I would love to have you here every time I post a video. So thank you so much for being here while I rant about my thoughts on hashtag Director Taylor Swift. If you like this content, there's a very good chance that shortly, if it's not up right now, that shortly there will be another Taylor Swift related video where I'm just going to dive into my thoughts on Midnights. So check that out if you are interested. And thank you so much. Again, subscribe, click that bell because I do not adhere to a schedule, but I am here on the reg. Stay mystical, stay grounded. I'll catch you next time. Meet me at midnight.